we had a really good segment. What was it, last week? Around what would you do if you had to start all over? You lost everything in a fire. You had $5,000 to spend. How would you do it? And some really great comments came in on that video when we posted the clip. And even this doesn't happen all the time, but I actually had two people text me, and then I had two people DM me on IG telling me their thoughts about that story that we ran, which was kind of crazy. It was, very insightful, very cool. I enjoyed it, having those conversations with people. But, me and Jarrell, we do this show, which, what was the number? 0.1% of our time?
Oh, yes. We do this show for approximately 2 hours a week.
Yes.
There's 168 hours in a week.
Yep.
And so the percentage of 2 hours of 168 hours is 1.1%.
Yes. So this show takes up about 1.1% of our lives. And the truth is that outside of that, we do other like we run video production companies. Jarrell has one in his own right. I have one in my own right. And sure, we partner together on a lot of stuff. And so the question came up of, what does it really take?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we just went through a mentorship program where we had, we brought on 10 students and we worked with them on structuring their business. I taught them my sales process, just basically getting them up to the point in which they need to be able to continue to see a strive in their business. And the nice thing is that the mentorship program lasts for a whole year, right? And so we're guiding them throughout the process. They DM us, they ask us questions, we help them out, whatever. But the question I think still doesn't get talked about enough of what does it really take? So we decided that for this segment of the show, we wanted to actually break down, when it comes to running a video production company, what are some of the things that it actually takes, aside from the fancy gear, buying cool stuff, buying lights and computers, and all the sexy stuff is great. And that's all the stuff that you typically see posted on Instagram. But Jarrell, what is one thing that you think most people don't know about or don't take into consideration when it comes to running a video production and what it really takes, aside from all the flashy stuff that we typically talk about on a Friday?
Yeah, I was watching Alex Hormozi clip, Diary of a CEO. Really good. Talking about entrepreneurship. And if you're not in it yet, you probably have a vision of what you think it is. And that vision's probably wrong. And it's not that you haven't done enough research, and it doesn't mean that you're not smart or you're intelligent. But there's this sort of idea that when you see the gear, you see the flash, or you see all the stuff, you're like, oh, this is what running a video production company is. When really, what you don't realize is you need education. Now, this isn't a plug for the CFA or the mentorship program, but you need someone that can literally show you the way. Because the problem is you can have a creative eye. You can be gifted talent-wise to be able to sit down on a computer for 5-6 hours and to edit. But video production isn't just the creative, it's also the business.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have somebody walk you through the business part of it or the creative part of it, whichever one you're lacking in, then you won't know how to charge. You won't know how to write a contract. You won't know when to collect money. You won't know how to collect money. You won't know any of these things. And so this is a piece that a mentor, education, a course, something can literally help you not have to suffer. Because I think both Brandon and I, very much in the beginning was wandering around in the dark.
Yeah, I know, for me, I've told a few of these stories, but I got screwed out of payment multiple times. I had somebody set up a business for me thinking that they were setting up a partnership LLC. I don't think I've ever told this story. I thought they were setting up a partnership LLC. Turns out they put themselves on the LLC, did not put me on there whatsoever. Didn't find out for like 2 years because I didn't even know what to look for. So yeah, you definitely can run into issues if you don't have somebody to teach you, or at least you don't know where to look for things. But I think for me, to kind of piggyback on Jarrell's point, I think the hardest part about running a video production company is that you have to understand that the reason why well, for most people, I won't say this for everybody because there are some people who just get into it for the business, but the reason why you're getting in it is not going to be the reason why you're able to stay in it. So when it comes to, when it comes to running a video production company, you probably are interested in doing it because you like shooting videos and you love the creative side of it. But the truth is that like, if you spend 50% of your time working on the creative, like the sad part is that you're probably not going to be very successful at running a video production company. It's probably closer to like a 60-40 split, 60 business, 40 creative. And like, that's the thing that's like, I always struggle like talking to aspiring creators about it, because when they hear that 9 times out of 10, they go, oh, that sounds terrible. So when it comes to running a video production company, you have to be able to think about the business side of it. And the fun part of thinking about the business side of it, if you do it the right way, is doing the business allows you to 100% then like be able to do what you love, which is the creative too, versus you just went and got a, normal job and you don't get a chance to do the creative at all. Now, Giovanni put in here something that, has been said on the podcast before, and I think is very valid. He says, not everyone needs to run a production company. Some people are better off partnering with more business like-minded people so they can focus on being creative. Just hard to find people you can trust. And that is true. That is the only caveat I would add to that, Giovanni, is kind of what you said in that last sentence. When I first started this video business journey, that's what I did. I was the creative and I partnered with a business person. The problem was I wasn't educated on business.
Yeah.
And so I thought we had an LLC. We did. Well, he did. I didn't. My name wasn't on it. So then once I figured out what was going on, because I had to go and educate myself, I realized and then confronted him about it. And then long story short, I don't work with him no more. So no matter what you want to do, even if you do want to just be the creative and you want to partner with somebody who handles the business, I would still say that you have to do yourself a service and at least learn the basics of how the business is supposed to be run. Because the truth is that if you don't do your due diligence on the business side, you'll have no creative to do. And I've said this before, video production is a very expensive hobby. So don't make it a hobby, make it a business. And if you do your things right, you'll actually be able to turn it into something that you can do. And if you do it right, like I think I've said this before too, you don't need a lot of clients. 5 to 6 really solid clients can carry you a very, very far way.
Yeah. Brandon.
Why are you making those sounds into the microphone?
Well,
I know.
There's a few people that comment.
Yeah.
That always get our love.
They do. You can say we are biased. Because we are. Hey, thanks so much for checking out this clip. But you know what's better than watching these clips? Enjoying the show live, which we do every single Friday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. The best part is if you disagree with what we have to say, you can tell us that live in the chat. So we'd love to see you there this Friday.